The knowledge that God gives us in the Gospels is a dynamic, a powerful, and a thing that is absolutely the same, and at the same time, relative to us, changes. It's the same in God's mind, but God gives us knowledge, and we grow in that knowledge. He gives us the kind of knowledge that we can grow in, so that He knows we're human, and He operates with us as humans. And so Jesus had a forerunner that was a preparation for Jesus. And in fact, the forerunner had forerunners that were a preparation for him. That is, and that same gospel, the same teaching, is all the way through there, through all of this teaching, but nevertheless, it's a learning process for us. And so, this parable, which is a parable that seems to be read more than once even in the church year, and I'm not quite sure why that is, but nevertheless, it has a meaning for that time. Jesus was, when He did it, He had a purpose to heal these demoniacs. And we think, well, we don't see too many demoniacs around. Well, partly that's because they're hidden away in hospitals and so forth. But then sometimes you see these people on the street, and we think, well, they're ill and they're sick, and that's true. But I think because the Messiah was there, the demons showed themselves and were apparent because of His presence. They couldn't hide. Part of the thing with demons is that they hide, and they're capable of hiding. And Jesus exposes them. Evil hides. Evil walks in darkness and seeks to be unobserved. Because when we observe it as it is, we reject it. So they came out, these two men who were possessed with devils, coming out of the tombs. They were connected with death. They had been brought into that place of thinking about living with death, or perhaps because no one else went there, because it was a place of being left alone. But they were fierce. They were violent. Violence is connected with death. So that no man might pass by that way. They were threatening. That's the way evil is. But now you see, what is the meaning of this? We certainly encounter evil in our lives. And like evil, for these men, was overwhelming. It had become overwhelming. And for certain people, because they play games with evil, it becomes overwhelming. But even with these, Christ is able to deliver them. And even when evil seems to be overwhelming to us, Christ is able to deliver us from that evil. They cried out to Him. You see, before He even got there, before He said anything to him, What have we to do with thee, Jesus, thou Son of God? Art thou come hither to torment us before the time? The kairos, before that opportunity. In other words, God uses time, and it isn't just a flat thing. He has a plan, and he's working out his time, and there is going to be a time of judgment, and that's what they're referring to. There's a time in the future that evil is going to be judged and dealt with and taken away. But this event in the life of Jesus becomes an icon of that judgment in the lives of these two people. Because what happened in the lives of these two people is going to happen in the whole world. There is going to be a judgment of evil in its totality in this world. Now, Christ has come, and in the middle of history, he has shown that judgment in his own cross, by himself taking upon himself our judgment, receiving judgment upon himself, and showing himself in the resurrection the victor over that evil. And there is a real sense in which we don't understand this parable until we understand the cross and the resurrection of Christ. Because in the cross, Christ triumphs over the principalities and powers. In that cross, and by virtue of that cross, he casts out demonic power. And it is by our claiming that power that we can cast out evil and resist the devil in our own lives. By claiming his cross, the power of that cross. And just as those demons had no power over Jesus, they were under his authority, they understood that they're under his authority, and he cast them out. Now he cast them into the herd of swine. Well, there's a mystery about that. What does that mean? The swine were an unclean animal. So there was maybe a judgment on these owners of the swine. If they were Jewish people, what business had they to have these unclean animals? And there was kind of a judgment on them, and that pictures a judgment on all of human flesh. There is a judgment on what the fathers called the garment of skin. That is our temporal life, our life in this world that lives for this world, that lives according to the passions and lusts of this world. And just as these demons went in and then destroyed, brought destruction to those pigs, the swine, so there will be judgment on the garments of skin that we live. We participate in that. But the message of the cross is that Christ participated in the likeness of sinful flesh and for sin, but in that he condemned sin in the flesh, that the righteousness of the law might be fulfilled in us who walk not after the flesh, but after the Spirit. And we shall be redeemed. We shall have transformed and glorified bodies. We shall enter into heaven totally cleansed, totally pure, totally delivered from evil. And that's our hope. Oh, we struggle in this world. But the thing that makes a difference between the Christian and the non-Christian is our hope in Christ. He will deliver us. Lord Jesus, take the evil Take the demons out of our lives. Cast them where you will, but free us and give us life. Glory to Jesus Christ.